Hello everyone, my name is Yanti and I'm from Primagama English Pasar. And today we're going to interview one of civil servant in Pasar's Regency, Mr. Abdul Kadir Sambolangi, SSMA. We have Mr. Kadir at our present to answer some of our questions about cooperations in government. So, Mr. As a section head of corporations, what is your duty to coordinate between local government to become more effective and efficient?
And in 2019, we had arranged MOU between Pasar Regency and other regency in East Kalimantan and also in other provinces, and also MOU between Pasar Regency and the third parties. For example, with the universities and also some other institutions in Java Island and also in East Kalimantan.
Thank you, sir. So, to the next question, we have, what is your effort to achieve a better work results? And also, of course, there's gonna be a problem, right?
Yeah.
And what is your biggest problem you have encountered?
The biggest problem is that MOU has specific language and they have terminology used in low terminology, and sometimes this is difficult because sometimes we find it difficult to announce and to tell the government institution about the language. They have their own language because they have their own rule from their minister, and we have their own rule. We use government rule number 28 2018, and that's what we use in cooperation department. Meanwhile, other institutions, they have different rules, and they sometimes stand with their own rule, and they force us to follow them, but we cannot follow it. We cannot follow them because MOU must be signed by the region, and the MOU will not be signed by the region without our permission.
Right, and how do you exactly solve the problems?
We tell the government institution that the rule we use is government institution number 28 2018. Otherwise, we will not continue the process of MOU.
Okay, and certainly if we are talking about the corporations of the local government, it's gonna be a very big subject. But what do you think about the impact to its people, to its Pasar Regency's people?
A government find the formula and find it very easy to manage the policy, to implement the policy in the society. For example, we have MOU between Pasar Regency and PPU Regency, and that facilitate us, that make us very easy to manage the problem in health, for example, in education, for example, because some people in Pasar Regency go to PPU to study, and some people also in PPU go to Pasar to have health service. So with MOU between two regions, we find it very easy to serve the country, to serve the community.
Okay, you mentioned before that about health, but we found some cases where some people doesn't even want to be treated in the local hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about that?
Well, we will never make many people satisfied with our policy. Government policy always have pros and cons, pro and contra. So what we do is we maximize the service. We do our best. We ask the hospital people to serve the country, to serve the community with their best, with the best service, and we can see the result. Many people actually are not satisfied with the service, but that's what we can do.
Oh, okay. Also, other than health, there's also, for example, unemployment in
Yep.
Pasars. And what do you think about the vocations?
I believe that unemployment in Pasar was high, but this many years always reduced. We reduced the rate of unemployment in Pasar, and we actually in education we ask people to go to vocational senior high school. We also have vocational high college in Pasir, and we support and also we suggest the people to take vocational high school other than general high school in order that they can get a special skill. So in the future they can have some soft skill and also hard skill and also many knowledge to improve their ability in looking for a job.
So it's basically about the educations that the undergraduates going to have, but we have also find some cases, or I think it's we think it's more common that people will go look for educations outside of masters, but
Yep.
still unable to find a job.
We have BLK, which is actually very good in training people outside of as an informal education. And that institution actually treated many. They give skills to many people. And as an informal education, we have actually BLK, and we maximize that institution to train the people outside of formal education. For example, hairdresser, heavy equipment, and also maintenance, repair and maintenance, body repair, and some other skills that we give people to look for a job, as a skill to look for a job.
Oh, okay, great. And there's also other things that we want to ask about the facilities in master's residency, for example, electricity or clean waters, etc. Some places still have limited access to it. And what do you think about that?
Well,
And what made this happen?
Well, water, electricity, and some other basic needs for the people actually include 7 priority of the regions and 5 regions in 2016-2021. We admit that this is the 4th year of the government, and there's still people actually find no electricity, no clean water, and no basic needs. But we are going to fulfill actually the needs for the people. If I'm not wrong, nowadays there are about 10 villages that don't have any access to electricity yet. And in 2020 and 2021, we are going to fulfill all of that. We don't know whether the source of the energy from Tanah Pasir as the capital, or from the solar system, or from the other source. And about the clean water, we established some pipeline from Tanah Pasir as the capital, and also from some other district. For example, in Batu Sopang we have one, in Marakomang we have one, and if I'm not wrong, in Batu Engel we have one. And I hope that will fulfill the need of the clean water and the drink water from the people in the remote area and also in the coastal area.
So it's still developing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We still have one more year to go.
Oh, okay. So about the places with limited access, of course they have a bit of what's called potentials in it, right? And
Yep.
what do you think the local potential is being developed right now, so that they can increase their income? What do you think is being developed?
Pasir government actually at the moment empower the people to increase their income by doing home industries, and actually we have some places in Pasir that now developed. For example, in Tanah Pasir and also in Tanah Grogot sub-district. We have also some in Pasir Belengkong, and also we have some in other areas, and that encourage people to increase their ability in producing some local industries like batik, Pasir batik, and also some handicraft.
A few years back, we have from around 2013, we have a student exchange students, and what do you think is the benefit from that?
Well, look back in 2004, actually we had a teacher exchange between Pasir Regency and Victoria in Australia. And at the time, we continued with student exchange in 2013 and 2014. The benefit is that they give some knowledge to the people in Indonesia, to the people in Pasir, for example, especially the student about how the student from Australia in education, and also because we sent some students to Australia and they can learn about how they live in a foreign country, how they live in Australia, and how they can compare between living in Pasir and living in Victoria.
So it's about the cultural exchange.
Well, it's about the culture, and also it's about education. It's about daily life and how they live with the family, with totally different from they use in. I mean they have in their activity in daily life.
No, sorry. And from what they gather is that as of today, since that 2013, there is no more students exchange students. And why do you think the cause of that?
The government actually want to continue that. That is called sister school between Australia and Victoria and Pasir. And now we still are formulating to continue the program because we get many feedback from students in Indonesia and also students in Australia that this is a very good program, and hopefully in the next few years we can continue that system in Pasir Regency. We still now contact the people in Australia because some people in Australia that we had a cooperation many years ago. Actually, they already resigned, and if we continue this program, that it means that we are going to meet the new people.
Okay. So, is there any other bilateral relationship in other field or sector?
Do you mean that exchange
Yes.
student exchange? Few years ago, actually, we had a special student exchange between Indonesia and Thailand, but that also happened in a vocational senior high school too in Sangkuriman. They sent some students to Thailand, and I believe they spent few months in Thailand. And Thailand also sent some students to study in Pasir for a few months. I was there as an interpreter at that time when the people in Thailand came to SMK to Tanah Krokot.
Okay, to the next and the last subject, we're going to talk about the relocations of the capital cities of Indonesia. We know that we're going to move to Penajam Pasir Utara. And what is the benefit we're going to get from that?
Well, the benefit we are going to get, especially because Pasir, the society in Pasir actually will find it very easy to get access to the capital city. That's number one. Number two, development in Kalimantan, for example, we are going to move faster. We have to admit that development in Kalimantan is left behind if you compare with the development in Java Island, for example, in Sumatra and Sulawesi Island. And by relocating the capital city from Jakarta to Penajam Pasir Utara, this will help the people in Kalimantan to have development so quickly.
Right. Okay. So we have the benefit from that, but does Pasir Regency have anything to do or do anything to prepare for the relocations of capital city?
Few days ago, actually, the people from Bappenas, National Development Planning Board, came to Pasir, and we facilitate them to meet with the local people, especially from the traditional or from the cultural community, and they gather information from the cultural community and also from the government in a group called focus group discussion. And the result is that we find many people actually support the relocation of the capital city with the few notes. For example, we have to guarantee that there is no reduce of forest in Kalimantan. Number one. Number two, people in Kalimantan need more jobs, need more job vacancy. So they need actually at least 50% from the job opportunities are given to the local people in this Kalimantan.
Oh, okay. That's good. Okay, okay, then that's it. So thank you so much to give some of your
My pleasure.
time for us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay.